Think Progress recently reported a story about how the Corrections Corporation of America charges its inmates $5 a minute to make phone calls to their lawyers and family members. At the same time, they pay their inmates $1 for a full day of work. These private prisons receive $200 a day for each inmate, okay? And they make between $35 to $50 million in profit each year. So these are highly profitable prisons. They're making a ton of money. And at the same time, they're charging their inmates $5 a minute to make a simple phone call to their lawyer.
If you've got 5,000 people in your cage and you're being paid $30,000-$40,000 a year for them, that's a lot of money. And if you can, on top of that, use them as your private property, as chattel property that you can then make do work or make produce things that you get paid for on top of that, what a great deal. Now, where I come from, when you transform a person into a piece of property, that's called slavery.
In 2011, 50% of the beds in the nation's civil detention system, which takes the so-called illegal immigrants, some of which happen to be illegal, some of which apparently are not, and they house them in private facilities. But, you know, just a decade ago, that number was only 10%. So, as far as privatizing goes, it has gotten much larger, from 10% to 50%.
Mandatory detention is one of the biggest problems. So it's the practice of imprisoning people without any consideration of whether it's, appropriate.
Pollard was a prisoner in private prison that had broken both arms tripping over a cart in the hallway. Guards refused to give him the medical attention he needed and forced him to work in the condition he was in. Pollard sued both the guards and the prison for his torturous living conditions. In the end, Pollard lost because you can only sue an individual guard, not the facility itself.
I am happy to introduce to you Dr. George C. Zoley, President and Chief Executive Officer of Wackenhut Corrections Corporation. Wackenhut Corrections has become a leading developer of privatized correctional facilities worldwide. Dr. Zoley.
It's so nice to be here finally and see this facility in its completion after such a long process that involved state, county, and local governments to bring this kind of project and its economic stimulus to South Bay.
In 1975, it cost an individual taxpayer $200 to cover their part of the criminal justice budget. By year 2000, the annual cost had risen to $1,200, a six-fold increase, yet crime rates remain the same. Where is all this money going if there are numerous reports of bad Medicare and overcrowded facilities?
In conclusion, private prisons are facilities run by greedy corporations that don't care about the prisoner's well-being. Prisoners are tortured and suffer unconstitutional living styles, which makes life for prisoners in private prisons inadequate and a violation of rights.